Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Murdoch DeFi YouTube channel. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about a brand new token fork called BRR Finance. It is just launched on the Binance Smart Chain. As you can see here, the Genesis pool starts in about 23 hours, a little bit less than 23 hours. So about this time tomorrow, these Genesis pools will be opening up. Again, this is going to be on the Binance Smart Chain. And if you look at some of their Genesis pools, these are pretty interesting, right? So actually, Grape Finance just put out a tweet about this right now, letting their community know that they have this Grape pool in their Genesis pool. They also have a Bomb Money pool as well. So people will be able to bridge over their Grape tokens to the Binance Smart Chain via the multichain.org router and be able to jump into these pools. So we're going to get all into that and look at these APRs. They're absolutely wild. So, but before we jump into BRR Finance, guys, please make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel here. We are currently on the massive push to 20,000 subscribers. So very, very awesome to even be able to say that. If you are new here to the channel, definitely welcome. If you find any value in today's video, please consider hitting the notification bell if you do subscribe, because a lot of the content that I put out here on the channel is all very time sensitive. Obviously, in today's video, these Genesis pools, and if you're not familiar with Genesis pools, then definitely stay tuned for what that entails. But you know, part of the or the bulk of the content that I put out here is all time sensitive. So making sure that you're updated as soon as possible whenever I launch a new video could massively benefit you if you choose to take advantage of certain opportunities or not. Completely up to you, but that is the best way to stay up to date. Also, first link in the description will be to the premium Discord server. We're doing a ton of whitelist giveaways. We actually just finished a NFT giveaway for the Slime Shadies game, which you can make passive income just for holding on to that. And then we're doing another whitelist giveaway right now. If that's something that interests you, definitely check out the first link in the description to view kind of the laundry list, because there's a ton of other benefits as well. So if that's something that interests you, like I said, first link in the description. But let us jump over to BRR Finance right now and talk a little bit about this. So this is BRR Finance. Again, it's on BSC or Binance Smart Chain. It is pegged to the price of 1 BUSD. So that is a pretty popular stable coin over on the Binance Smart Chain. So they have 3 different tokens. They have their cash token, which is their token that is pegged. They have their printer, and then they have their CBOND token as well. So cash utilizes multiple bonding mechanisms at the DAO, as well as seniorage. You can stake your cash BUSD liquidity pool in the farm to earn printer rewards, then stake your earned printer in the boardroom to maximize profits. This protocol is built to last, which means that the Genesis farms will be juicy, but after that, the LPs or liquidity pools are going to be adjusted in order to make this as stable as possible, which is good to hear. So if you are noticing, the Genesis pools are essentially what you can do in Genesis pools. You can be able to come in here. For instance, if we just deposited BUSD, keep in mind that with these pools, there are a 1% deposit fee. However, typically in these Genesis pools, that can be made up rather quickly. So do with that what you will. But essentially, you'd be able to come in here, stake your BUSD, and start earning some of these cash tokens. And then once you've accumulated some of these cash tokens, you can claim them, and then you'll be able to use that to pair probably with BUSD, I imagine, and jump into the other farms that launch after these Genesis pools. So what's cool is that when you're coming into here, if you have any of these 4 tokens, you're not really putting yourself at risk of impermanent loss. You're just kind of earning those cash tokens to be able to get into the protocol, right? And this is essentially a way that you can go ahead and print money for providing liquidity to the protocol, right? Because you're just earning those cash tokens. Obviously, as the protocol starts to print those cash tokens, the price is going to depreciate as it pulls back closer to peg. But it's still a pretty good way to make some money. Obviously, it's going to be dependent on the daily APRs or what the APRs are in each of these given pools, to factor in how much time you're going to have to keep that initial deposit in, to earn that 1% back. And there's some math to kind of factor into that as well. So just keep that in mind. Obviously, they have their boardroom here that won't be open yet, because they're just jumping into the Genesis pools. So as you can see, this is on Epoch Zero, like I said, because it hasn't started yet. You have some of their C bonds. And this is one of the tools that they utilize when the price of cash falls below peg. So if it were to fall below $1, then they would come in here and be able to implement these bonding strategies to help bring that back up above peg. And they incentivize people by helping, the protocol be able to do that. You'll be able to see here their total treasury balance and the protocol owned liquidity as well. And then this has some pretty cool stuff here. So they give you a brief walkthrough, and this is what I wanted to mostly cover today. But in terms of strategy, right? Like I have a lot of people that ask me, like, when I jump into these Tomb Forks, especially at the Genesis pool level, like, what am I doing? Like, what kind of strategy am I following, right? So I'm going to read through this and kind of understand what they're proposing is in terms of strategy, and see how that relates to what I do, right? So refer to the strategy chart only once cash is at $3 or higher. Currently is. The Burzone protocol goals compounding and responsible profit taking. While $3 or higher, we want to slowly and consistently lower the price towards peg. In other words, bring it to around $3 over time, ideally at a pace where it drops is slower than the rewards that are paid out, making sure that you're staying in profit, right? So they want to ideally keep it at a pace where the drop of the price of cash token is slower than the rewards that it's paying out. So you'll be able to make some money there. Into the ecosystem, you buy printer and stake it in the boardroom, which would be this boardroom here, which is not currently open yet, like we just discussed. So buy printer and stake it in the boardroom to earn cash rewards. Split your cash rewards. Take profit on up to 20% cash rewards. This is optional, they're claiming. Split the remaining cash rewards into the cash BUSD liquidity pool or the printer BUSD liquidity pool. Then stake your LP tokens in the farm section of the fork, or the Tomb Fork, and you could be able to stake the cash BUSD LP or the printer BUSD liquidity pool tokens, and then you'll be able to compound as well. So compounding 100% of printer into the printer staking pool, and repeat the process from step 2, right? So essentially, in this example, you would start with the printer token, buy the printer token, put it in the boardroom here. You're going to earn cash. They're saying take 20% profit every time you go to claim reward, take 20%, put the rest in the farm. If they don't have this liquidity pool open yet, they're saying put the rest of that into the cash BUSD liquidity pool or the printer BUSD liquidity pool, so you can start earning more printer tokens. Then you take your printer tokens, you can take profits on those, or you can bring them back into the boardroom and put them back into the machine and feed the machine that way. So that is one way that they're claiming you can go about doing this. Once the cash price is near peg, refer to the strategy chart only while the cash is between $1 and $3. So the strategy they're talking about here. So purchase equal amounts of cash and BUSD to create the cash BUSD liquidity pool tokens. Stake them in the cash BUSD pool in the farm. And then stake your printer rewards. So the rewards you're getting from staking in this liquidity pool in the form of printer, you can take those over to the boardroom, stake your printer in the boardroom to earn more cash rewards. Please do not sell cash or printer. We are compounding. So obviously they want you to continue compounding here. Stake cash to earn printer, combine rewards into LP tokens. So when the cash price is under peg or below $1, since it is pegged 1-to-1 to BUSD. BUSD is the stable coin on Binance Smart Chain. So it always will be at $1. So if cash is below peg, we want to bring it back at or above peg price quickly and sustainably. Continue buying, holding, or otherwise burning cash through raffles and other future methods. So if this is the case, if it's under peg, purchase equal amounts of cash BUSD. Those LP tokens, stake your LP tokens in the cash BUSD pool in the farm, and then be able to earn your rewards that way. At this stage, new C bonds are available every epoch, and you can purchase some to lock in your buys of cash for some good profit taking in the BRR zone. Cool. So I mean, that's pretty cool that they go out of the way to provide some simple strategies depending on where the price of the cash token is and how that relates to the actual peg itself. I did want to go ahead and go over a couple things. If we look at the price of printer currently, so you can hear these two tokens launched just a few days ago on the 15th, and they've been pretty stable here. So this looks pretty good in terms of the actual price of the printer token or their share token. And then we can look at the price of cash. We see some similar action here, which again is good. Not a whole lot of volume here. Like I said, this is pretty new. So just keep that in mind as well. And then if we take a look over here at the docs themselves, I do want to point out though that, like, before we jump into the docs section, that this project is developed by one of the developers from Rocket Finance and DGen Finance, and he's pretty respected amongst like the Tomb Fork communities and other like developers around in that area. They're going to be doing their first AMA, I believe it's today, on What the Fork. So if you're unfamiliar with that, definitely check them out on Twitter. But yeah, Genesis pools start tomorrow, and as you can see here, it starts at 1800 UTC. They last 24 hours. Again, here is the other pools that they will be pushing out as well. And then the boardroom is set to go live on the 21st. So in a few days after the Genesis pools, 21st at 1900 UTC time. And then they will have these other pools as well, starting on, so after the Genesis pools are finished, the cash BUSD liquidity pool will start. And then about 24 hours after that, the printer BUSD liquidity pool will start. Those last 185 days each. And then the following, well, I guess at the same time, as the printer BUSD liquidity pool launches, so does the boardroom open up. And as long as cash token is still above peg, it will start to print on that first epoch. So pretty cool. Again, just make sure that you understand in these Genesis pools, there is a 1% deposit fee. So that, again, you got to factor in to that how long it's going to potentially take you to earn back your funds, or at least that deposit fee. As you can see here, they are KYC'd with AprilClock. That's just an image, but they are definitely KYC'd with AprilClock, which again is good to see. Let's see. Check out their roadmap here. They don't really have any information pertaining to their roadmap yet. When the boardroom does open up, each epoch is a 6-hour duration. So if you deposit into the printer, or deposit your printer tokens into the boardroom once it is open, then the printer will be locked for essentially 4 epochs. So that's 24 hours, and your cash rewards are locked for 2 epochs or 12 hours. So just keep that in mind as well. If you decide to stake in the actual boardroom, that those tokens are locked up for a 24-hour period, or 4 epochs that are lasting 6 hours each epoch. Distribution of cash during expansion. 80% of the rewards go to the boardroom printer stakers, 15% goes to the DAO fund, and 5% goes to the dev fund. So pretty cool stuff there. But I think the rest of the stuff, if you guys are not familiar with Tomb Forks, definitely come check out all this stuff, read through it. They have another strategy section here. This kind of just outlines what we had already talked about on the website itself. They have some links to their token charts here, and yeah, and then the last piece of the puzzle, right? So their KYC has been done by AprilClock. Here's the screenshot of that tweet as well. You could definitely be able to check it out here on Twitter if you wanted to. But that being said, guys, I think that wraps up today's video about BRR Finance. Looks pretty interesting. I do like that they have incorporated some pretty awesome Genesis pools within the protocol itself. Again, looking at those, we have the Grape Finance liquidity pool, or sorry, single-sided staking, essentially, Genesis pool, and then the Bomb Money staking pool as well as like your Wrap BNB and BUSD. Typically, like my go-to here is depending on when these open, what the percentages are on these stable pools. These are typically they will obviously have the higher TVL in them. So the more value that's locked into these stable pools, the less the actual daily or yearly APR will probably end up being. So just keep that in mind as well. If you want to jump into these Genesis pools with BUSD, then you're probably not going to earn the same. Well, it probably will be a lot less than, for instance, this Grape or this Bomb one, with Wrap BNB probably coming in third place, and then BUSD coming in last with the amount of rewards that they're paying out proportionally. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think about BRR Finance. I like that they're doing some pretty interesting stuff, especially on Binance Smart Chain. But yeah, I think that about wraps up today's video. If you got any value out of today's video, please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And if you could drop a like on the video, I would greatly appreciate it. We'll see you later.